A new survey of college-educated women finds that a lot of them who make it to the top of the career ladder just don't like the view. It's not that they don't want to work, but they do want to have a life, and they're tired of the trade-offs. At 38, Leah Schmerl was a driven top executive at a PR firm. 24/7 she was working or thinking about it. Then, just a year into getting that six-figure, high-profile job, she walked away.
I just, at that point, didn't know anymore what I was striving for.
And she's not alone. In a survey by More magazine, 43% of professional women say they're less ambitious than they were 10 years ago. Just 25% are always looking for the next promotion. 73% say if their boss left, they wouldn't want the job.
I think it's a little worrisome for all the things that women can contribute and all the great things that women can do for the world.
What happened? A very small percentage said it was family concerns holding them back. Most just didn't want the pressure, the responsibility. They wanted to have a life.
The pathway to
when Preeti Banja was finally offered her dream job, but an 80-hour week, she said no.
I don't want to be that person who regrets not having enough time to do the things I really love.
It's the exact opposite of women in emerging economies, who are now far more likely to consider themselves very ambitious than Americans.
What you're eating, son?
Maybe they haven't discovered what American women have. There's a high price to pay for success.
I think we need to rethink exactly how we go about doing all of this and how we keep women in there so that they're completely involved and they do feel that their ambition is worth it.
But Leah Schmerl has no regrets. She's adopted a dog, goes to the gym while it's still light out, and is freelancing.
Standing on the porch of
Preeti Banja has time for herself and her girls.
I'm looking at my kids, and I know that they're going to struggle with this in the future. And I want them to know that there's a time for everything.
A message from the generation that broke through the glass ceiling to their daughters. Maybe having it all isn't all it's cracked up to be. And I'm joined now by Jennifer Braunschweiger, deputy editor of More magazine, who has a little more on the findings. And we should say that they are in this current edition of More. It's good to have you, Jennifer.
Thanks for having me.
I guess if there's one thing that came out of this, if there's like a catchphrase, it's simply flexibility. I want flexibility, right?
Absolutely. Flexibility is about having control, and that's what women want. They want to be able to decide when they work and how they work, and that's going to help them manage this conflict between their ambition and all the things that they need to achieve during the day.
And one of the things you did is you looked at the kinds of careers where people have more flexibility, like personal financial advisor, pharmacist, web professional. They're good suggestions, and there's some of the list, and there's more in the magazine. The problem is if you're 39 or 45 and you've been doing public relations for the last 15 years, and that's what you're trained to do, it's pretty tough to go back to school and say, I think I'm going to become a pharmacist.
Yes.
That's really the challenge, isn't it?
Absolutely. We looked at a combination of jobs that offer good salaries in growing fields. Some of them require more education, some of them require a little bit less. All of them offer an opportunity to reinvent into a place where perhaps you can manage some of the conflicts that you were finding in another career.
How are women managing? This is, I think, another of the surprising things. The first thing I thought, frankly, and people I talked to this survey about thought was, well, it's because they can't do the child care. They can't balance, and it really doesn't matter whether you're married, single, have kids or not kids. The frustrations are the same now, right?
Yes, absolutely. We asked women what they would do with more flexibility and more time. They told us they want more me time. And what that means to me is that they have kind of figured out how to have a family life and a professional life, but they've left themselves out of the mix. So a lot of them want more time to pursue their own interests.
Do you think the recession has anything to do with this? That everybody's being asked to do more, and particularly I think on the upper echelons, a lot of people I know, they feel like they're not doing a job anymore. They're doing 1.5 or 2 or 2.5 jobs.
Yes, absolutely. Ambition in some ways is about opportunity, and the recession got rid of a lot of opportunities. And so I think women, perhaps watching their bosses devote everything to their job and then get laid off, thought, you know what, I'm not going to put all my eggs in that basket. I'm going to diversify a little bit and spend some time on my life, on me, on my family, everything else.
The concern, and Lesley Seymour expressed this, though, is that there are all kinds of studies that talk about how women, when they're managers or when they're part of a management group, companies are more successful, their employees are happier. What does this mean? What are the implications, if it's true, that American women are less ambitious?
I think this is a real challenge and a shot across the bow for American workplaces and for American employers, because exactly as you said, they need women. They need women to make money, to stay competitive. In addition, there's this larger demographic trend where the boomers are retiring and Generation X is much smaller. So to have talent, to take the talent that they need to keep these companies profitable and viable, they're going to have to find ways to retain the talent, and offering flexibility is a key way that they're going to do that.
Jennifer Braunschweiger with More Magazine. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you.